All month long, 5 Eyewitness News is highlighting organizations making a difference with our Why We Give series.
My husband is a firefighter, so keeping these men and women safe is certainly near and dear to my heart and my family. Today, we're happy to share with you a group working every day to improve the lives of firefighters while on calls by addressing the hidden dangers that they face. At 5 Eyewitness News, we support the St. Paul Fire Foundation because it works each and every day to ensure the safety and protection of the firefighters who work out of here, Station 1 in St. Paul, and really across the state. In 2022, St. Paul firefighters responded to more than 60,000 calls. That's 5,000 calls a month, 160 a day. It's a call every 8.5 minutes.
I am going to do whatever I can to make sure that these guys get whatever they need.
Chris Shapira is the executive director of the St. Paul Fire Foundation. Her husband, Steve, is a retired St. Paul firefighter. He started the foundation in 2010.
90% of the budget goes to salaries and benefits, so you're leaving a very small amount for everything else.
Since its inception, the St. Paul Fire Foundation has purchased 30 bulletproof vests for firefighters, noise-canceling headsets for every driver, 14 thermal imaging cameras, protective hoods that block 99% of carcinogenic particulates, and its most ambitious accomplishment, just completed this month, infrared saunas at every St. Paul fire station.
Their focus is health and wellness of the firefighters.
Butch Inks is the chief of the St. Paul Fire Department. He spent 30 years fighting fires and remembers when soot-covered turnout gear was a badge of honor.
And it wasn't until later that more studies, more research came out that that is cancer-causing carcinogens, and so we had to change. We had to change how we're doing things.
And these saunas are part of the change.
There's a study still being done on the benefits of a sauna and the toxins that come out, and we're engaged in that study right now.
He has seen firsthand the impact of the St. Paul Fire Foundation on his 434 firefighters.
They're always there to help in any way possible to help us bridge the gap on some funding and initiatives.
Protecting those who serve our community. That's why we give at 5 Eyewitness News. What's your cause? Well, the executive director of the St. Paul Fire Foundation, Chris Shapira, is with us. We're so glad you came in today, Chris. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Since 2010, the St. Paul Fire Department has raised more than $1 million. The foundation has for the department. I mean, that's incredible.
It's been a lot of work, and we've done a lot of good for the department. It's really a fun thing to do. Being able to raise funds to help your friends, actually, right, and the people that you've known for so long. It's very self-fulfilling.
You guys talked about the bulletproof vests in the story, and you brought one with you, by the way.
I did bring one. So we have
we're not interviewing that firefighter sitting right there. But tell us a little bit about, you then took that next level with the bulletproof vests and really decided to try to make a change at the government level.
Yeah, so when we were talking about funding for the vests, we tried to look at it from a broad perspective, and one of the board members said, well, there's a statute on the books currently that reimburses police officers. He says, why don't we just take that and rework it so that it includes firefighters? And that's what we did. It took probably 6 to 9 months to draft it, but now it includes firefighters and EMT, emergency. So and that went into effect in August. They bumped up the funding for it by $1 million. So we'll see. It's becoming quite popular, and I actually think that the funding is going to run out. But it provides an avenue for firefighters to get a vest that they otherwise wouldn't have.
Not just in St. Paul, but statewide.
Statewide.
And I didn't know this. These vests are very expensive. And they only last 5 years, right? They have a lifespan.
They have a lifespan of 5 years. So it's a sustainability issue. It's handgun proof. There is an option to put a plate in there for different things where it could be rifle proof, but it's about $1,200 to $1,500 per vest. So.
And the state funding covers how much of that?
$600.
$600 of it. So for firefighters or any first responders, right, in any part of the state who would like to get their hands on one of these, they buy it, they submit the receipt, and they get a portion of it reimbursed by the state.
Right. And what the foundation is trying to do is, when we're talking about the funding, is that the firefighter will go purchase the vest, they will get reimbursed by the state, and then they'll come to us and say, Chris, this is the balance of it, and the foundation will reimburse the firefighter. So that's how we decided the funding would look like. So
and
that's so cool.
the importance of protecting the firefighters, unfortunately, was born of kind of, or at least highlighted by the George Floyd situation.
It was. We had a firefighter come to us and said, you know, I have 5 kids. I'm the sole breadwinner. He says, it's not really about my protection. It's like my family will suffer if I don't have a vest. If I die, if I'm shot on scene, it's not me, it's my family. And it kind of hit home, you know, because the reason I do this job is because of my husband and my family and what happened to us. So we looked into it, and that's when we started doing the vest. But, you know, we have 435 firefighters, right? So it's, and at $1,200 or $1,500 a pop, it gets quite a bit expensive. So we talk about the funding. We've done other things where you can fundraise individually for a firefighter. So if a loved one wants to get their brother, father, son, you know, a vest, we can fund individually, right? If a business wants to support the fire station that protects their community, they can just fundraise for that particular firehouse. So we're trying to come up with different ways to do it because it's quite a task.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't think about it, but oftentimes firefighters and EMTs are the first responders on scene, especially in rural areas where you may have 1 or 2 deputies patrolling a vast area. And so it is important on domestic violence calls where you don't know the mental state of people for your firefighters and your EMTs to be protected.
And it goes with mental health as well, because when you walk into a situation where you know that you're in danger, to have that vest is a sense of protection, right? So it helps in a mental health capacity as well.
Well, I'm so grateful that you came in and chatted with us a little bit about it. I love that it's Give to the Max Day because people can find you guys and give to the max today and support the St. Paul Fire Foundation.
It'll be awesome. Thank you so much.
Chris, thank you.
Thanks,
For more
Chris.
information on how you can give, go to minnesotalive.com.